Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Dr. Jeff C. May, and welcome to another episode of Doctor's Orders, advice you should actually take. And boy, in this one, we have got to clear the cobwebs. We've got to set the record straight. We've got to go at confusion. We've got to go at it, because when we talk healthcare, the United States has massively messed up and confused so many people on their way to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and early death. Yes, you heard that correctly. We have literally confused people into killing themselves early and often. If we look at lifestyle diseases, well over 75% of people nowadays die because of a lifestyle-related condition, which means the choices of your life have led you to a place where you no longer make your life expectancy, your quality of life goes out the window, your medical bills, your cost of care, your cost of living go through the roof, which I don't know about you, but these days we don't need more things to be more expensive. I don't know about you. And if we're going to talk about something about truly investing in, we should have the conversation in around your health. So in today's episode, what I want to do is lay it out there and realize that health is way more simple than you think. And this isn't where, hey, buy my drug, or here's my new vaccine, or here, take this booster. This isn't that. This isn't the billions of dollars of profit every single quarter by a pharmaceutical company. You wonder about that. You wonder why these things get so complex, because America has been lied to and told that health comes from a pill, that the absence of symptoms is the final denominator or final conclusion when it comes to saying, hey, am I healthy or not? Like, we've literally been then bought and sold this thing where we're supposed to be comfortable 24/7, and that's health. And yet cancers, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, Alzheimer's, all of these things are robbing our loved ones of quality of life. Like, I watched my grandfather go through diabetes and kidney failure and neuropathy and amputations, and seeing him towards the end of his life just become a shell of a man. And I watched that with both my grandfathers. And you think about that, it's just 2 generations away. And what's the difference? I often think, like, what's the difference for my children? Like, what am I doing different that will break that generational expectation of this is what happens at the end of your life? And I know if you're sitting here listening in America that you've probably had the exact same, if not worse, experience. Or is that experience a gift? Is that experience a wake-up call to say, hey, if we keep doing the same things we've been doing, we're going to get what we've always been getting, and that's going to follow us through generation, my children, grandchildren, and if I even get to meet my great-grandchildren. So when we look at this, what do I mean when America has confused healthcare? Well, first and foremost, like, we get stuck in this paradigm of medical jargon and the complexity of treatment options and all of these things, and we think doctor and think itis, and all the names of the diseases. Just think about this, like all the names of the diseases and symptoms and fears and all of those things. And ultimately, the less we understand about what real health is, the more prone we are to making poor healthcare decisions. And that's a scary thing. That's a really, really scary thing. Let alone what we've set up as our healthcare system. Think about the complexity of you or an individual trying to navigate healthcare systems. You got to think, well, I got to find the right provider, and is there a referral process? And man, if like I need to do this quickly, like, am I going to be able to get in on time? And what about my insurance covering? Are they in network? Are they out of network? I can't wait to get a diagnosis and a treatment because I need to do this, and then get referred to another provider, and you get caught in this system. And really, the healthcare system, I'm gonna define this in terms of, if you are using your insurance to go to a primary medical provider, you are in a sick care system. That's a sick care system where they treatment of sickness and disease. That's what medicine is. And thank goodness we have it, but you can't find health when you're out to treat symptoms and sickness and disease. Like, what that system's really, really good at is saving your life in a crisis care situation. The problem is most Americans are marshmallow, like just beta soy boy soft when it comes to, like this little sniffle, I got to get to the doctor. Like this could be the next like virus. This could be the next pandemic. I can't do this. I better put a mask on. Like we just go to this fear, and this fear only drives us to more frustration and more fear. And it's a self-feeding mechanism. So you look at this, like just that sick care system in general, the way it's set up, like good luck. Good luck. You want to make sure you never want to be part of that system. Your part of your health goals should be, I never want to be part of the sick care system. I know I don't. You never want to need a doctor. Like I am so grateful for the surgeries that save lives, the medications that in crisis care save lives. I love that. I never want to need them. And probably neither do you. It's kind of like, I believe God's still in the business of miracles. I just don't want to have to need a miracle. like if I need one, God send it. But being in that scenario, I hope you hear what I'm saying is that you never want to need it. And let alone insurance coverage. Like, are you kidding me? Like good luck. Do you realize? So I'm currently in my practice at Advantage Health Center in Jordan, Minnesota. So we built a building about 3 years ago. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. If you guys ever get a chance to see it online, check it out, or in person, come, I'll give you a tour. But it used to be in a location downtown Jordan for about 12 years of my career. And it was a great place. It served us well. But down the hall, there was an insurance company. And I remember every year during enrollment, the grandmas and the grandpas, the Medicare, right? The Medicare people would be coming in, they'd be sitting in these classes, and it looked like they wanted to poke their eyes out. Like it looked miserable. Like I would never want to sit in one of those classes, but they're learning about enrollment and insurance, and here's what Medicare is going to do and not do. And you guys, that's like going back to college, and you're trying to learn this. Are you kidding me? It's so complex. It's so complex. And I don't know. It's really, really difficult. And it really creates a fear of like cost that keeps individuals from seeking the healthcare that they actually need and following through with the treatments that they actually need to get healthier. So that's what it's all about when it comes down to it, let alone on top of that, the medication mismanagement. I'll tell you what, I take care of a lot of pharmaceutical techs at the office, and thank goodness they're overwatching things in the systems they have placed. But humans make mistakes. Like that's the thing. But when we're making mistakes with medications that could alter somebody's life permanently, that's a big mistake, right? There's a big risk of medical malpractice in those. And that's why they carry huge insurance, malpractice insurance claims on those things. So really making it difficult. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the average American. Like that, it's going to create stress and anxiety. I hope you can relate to this. And you probably, like I said, this is going to hit home with so many people. But the big thing is we really want to stress is simplicity. It's simplicity. And simplicity isn't sexy, but it gets results. In fact, it is actually sexy to me because it actually is the thing that gets results. Like when you start talking about people, and I don't make money off giving you healthcare advice that's common sense. And that's okay. I think it should be preached louder and prouder and from every mountaintop. The simple fact that like that's what we need to be doing. That's 100% what we need to be doing is getting back to the simple. Like God made the simple to confuse the wise. And I don't think it was confusing the people necessarily that are smarter. It was the people that were showing up and putting on a facade that they were wise, like the Pharisees of the day. Like they wanted to make everything so complex, like complex to the point that no one could ever follow it or meet those standards except them. And then they, changed the rules if they had to. Does that sound familiar in today's world? Oh my gosh. So when you look at it, it's like, okay, so God made the simple to confuse the wise. What would it look like for you to walk 7,500 steps a day, to eat 30 to 60 grams of protein before noon, and then follow it up. Try and get 100 grams of protein at minimum a day. What about, 80 ounces of water a day? These are simple things. Simple. Like I don't need to teach you. You don't need to come to a class or an enrollment class to drink water. Like you find a container. Shoot, you don't even need a container. I grew up in Nebraska. We were running through the neighborhoods or the country. We'd find a faucet. Like we drink out of the creek. Like it's not hard. Like you put it in your mouth and you swallow. I'm laughing because of how complex things have gotten in health. But people are like, oh, that's too simple. You know how many people out there are sick right now and spending way too much money? It's costing them. It's costing them to be sick. I always say, if you want to make a list of the reasons why you can't do what you need to do to get healthy, you should make that list, because that way you'll have a list of reasons later why you're going to be sick. Like, that's just it. Like, make a list now of why you can't get healthy, because later you'll have a list of things and reasons that you are sick. So remember the simple things. What are you doing today that's simple? That may be confusing to others, and it's boring, and consistency is the new intensity, by the way. So can you do this day in, day out? In fact, I'm going to give you a challenge right now. Like, this is where we're going to wrap this podcast. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. Can you drink a glass of water for the next 21 days? That's it. For the next 21 days, can you simply drink one glass of water? And you think it's easy. You think it's easy. It's harder than you think. But it's simple. Simple is not always easy. And if it's easy, it may not be simple. But realize that the simple will produce the success that you're looking for, as long as you stay with it, because consistency is the new intensity. I hope you guys found this valuable. Please like, share, comment, and thank you guys always for listening. And until next time, these are your doctor's orders.